How to recite the 7M Phonetic English Alphabet, or the 7M alphabet as I like to call it. It consists of 4 words, or that's one way of reciting it. So you've got 4 lines and a glottal stop. You can treat each line like an individual word. So the first word is undrstandiŋ. The second word is depň€. The third word is kloof-smash. And the fourth word is riciɛtiŋ. Undrstandiŋ, depň€, kloof-smash, riciɛtiŋ, and glottal stop. In terms of speed, relative to the current alphabet, or the old alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, it's pretty much as fast or faster. Undrstandiŋ, depň€, kloof-smash, riciɛtiŋ, and glottal stop. You can say that pretty quickly. And the letters are used in those words the same way that you would use them in writing. Now, the other way is to do it letter by letter, individual letter. And the consonants use the vowel that they are closest to, generally speaking. So in the first word, you've got h, that's the first letter. In undrstandiŋ, h, that's the first vowel in the alphabet, You call it U presently, but in the 7M system, it's called You've got h, ung. Ung is the same as what's called ang or angma in IPA, but I like ung because it accentuates that sound and makes it easier to recognize. In current English, we use N and G, those 2 letters, as a digraph to represent what is a unique consonant sound. So h, ung, g. It's not a G. It doesn't represent the soft J sound. That's what the letter J is used for, which is actually called J. So h, ung, g. And now we've got an interesting character. This is ri, which is a rounded R. Rounded means that you're pursing your lips, like when you make the W sound in water. Except instead of you're saying r. So that's a case where the sound has been kind of transformed into a pseudo consonant. And it's called ri because the next letter is the vowel I. It's not I. It never represents I. That's actually a diphthong. That's 2 sounds. I. It just represents I, or short I. And it's called I. With all of the vowels, the name of the vowel is the same as the sound it represents. So h, ung, ri, I. And the next one is in. Not n, but in. Because it uses the closest vowel. And now, instead of V, you've got va, because the next character, the upside down V, is ah. So you've got va, and then ah, and then the X with the crossbar over the top of it, that is called aj. We have a digraph to represent the zh sound, which is actually sh, sh. You take sh, and then you hum at the same time that you're saying sh, and you get zh. So in words like measure, pleasure, seizure, arbitrage, triage, there's a lot of words that have that sound, and we don't have a good way of, like with measure, you're using an S, which, represents the S sound. And of course, zh is nothing like s. So it's, our current alphabet is woefully inadequate. So, h, ung, ri, I, in, va, aj. Now, dweezerpt, the second word, if you want to say it with individual letters, you would say D-we-E. That backwards 3 is E. It represents the E sound, always the E sound. That's the fourth vowel in the alphabet. So D is still the same as you're familiar with already. But W, we don't say W, we say we. That's the name of the letter, we. And then you've got E, and then you've got the, which is the voiced version of the TH sound. A lot of people don't realize that TH is actually two different sounds. So if you take smooth, you look at the word smooth, you've got a th, you're voicing the TH. And then if you look at the word tooth, listen to tooth, you've got an unvoiced TH, which is just a right? Tooth. Tooth. So that's my memory device, or memory tool that I use to remember what the difference is. I think of the word smooth versus tooth. You don't say smooth. He's not a smooth operator. He's a smooth operator. So this is the voiced version. That's why it's open at the bottom. You see the H, like an upside down horseshoe. It's open. That means it's voiced. So the word the uses the voiced version. The, there, them, those. Those are all voiced TH sounds. So D-we-E, the is the voiced version of TH. The letter is a combination of T and H, right? Pretty easy to remember. Now the next one is not Z, it's a zer, because it's followed by the vowel form of R. We know it's a vowel because you can say it continuously like any other vowel. You can say just like oo, e, aw. It has all of the same attributes. So in 7M, we don't call it a consonant. We call the r in the word above, we call that a consonant, but we call the a vowel. So the nearest vowel is therefore it's not called Z, it's called zer. So per, and then ter. Not P and T, but per, ter, because the nearest vowel in that word is So D-we-E, the, zer, per, ter. Now the next word is clue smash. So you've got ku, lu, q. Now remember, when you say q, you're saying k, y, u. Q, that letter, that glyph, that artwork, has been repurposed to represent the oo sound. Now a good way to remember it is when you say Q, what's the vowel in Q? The only vowel in Q is oo. You can also think of it as being a rounded vowel. Your lips are kind of forming an O, which is the same as the letter O. That's another rounded vowel. And oo, you just take an O and you put a little squiggle on it, right? And that's how you get to oo. Now, it takes an adjustment. You've got mental conditioning that's been, present in your brain since early childhood, which is very hard to overturn. And all of your mental conditioning tells you that, oh my goodness, that is wrong. You are using a Q to represent a vowel. That is so wrong. No, it's different. It's not wrong, it's just different. And of course, when you're overturning things that you learned as a 3-year-old, that makes it feel really, really wrong. But if you learn this system as a 3-year-old, and then somebody shows you our current system, the old system, you're going to think that's incredibly wrong. And you would be right. It's way more wrong than 7M. Well, I'm chattering a lot here. Okay. Ku, lu, oo, oof. Not F, but oof. Because the nearest vowel is oo, right? And then S, it could be oos. I just go with S, just whatever. Oos or S. I like S better. And then you've got ma, because the next letter A. We don't call it A anymore. We call it A because that's the sound that it represents. It never represents A. Only A. Always A. So instead of M, it's ma. Now, when you call N in and you call M ma, you don't get the two confused anymore, right? Because N and M sounds very similar, but in and ma sound very different. So it eliminates a lot of the confusion with that. So you've got ma, a, ash. Not X. It's now called ash because it represents the sh sound. It's been repurposed. Currently, X represents the k and the s sound. That we already, we're already using the C for k and s, right? We don't need, it's redundant. It's stupid. You're wasting a letter representing sounds that you already have letters to represent. So in any word where you have an X sound, then it's going to be e, followed by k, which would be ku, and s, x, or eks. But with 7M, it's eqs, eqs, instead of eks. And that crossing lines character represents the sh sound, and it's called ash. The name of the letter is ash. So kulu u fes ma a ash. That's how you would say that with saying the individual letters. Now the fourth word is yo Jeff Butch. So you've got, the name of the letter is yo because the nearest vowel is O, and that circle always represents the O sound, never anything different, always O. Yo, je, not J, but je, always represents the j sound, like in judge. And it's called je because the next character is another vowel sound. I think that's the 9th vowel. The uppercase is a backwards F, and the lowercase is a normal, what you would call a normal E, but is e. Always e, always short E. It's never E, it's always e. Because E is the backwards 3 up in Dweezerbt, right? So you have a separate letter for each sound. You've got E, a backwards 3 for E, and you've got a backwards F for e. Yeah, so yo, O, je, e, f. Now, in this case, you've got a combination of T and B, or ter and bu. Ter and bu. And it's closed because this is the unvoiced, right? You're just saying you're not saying th, you're saying f, f. And I don't know if that's even getting picked up by my microphone very well. Probably sounds like F. And then you've got B, not B, but B, and it's called B because the next character, that U with a little circle underneath, that is the letter U, and it represents the U sound, like in put or book, nook, shook, crook, which is not the same as which is up in the first word. That's the first vowel, right? You call it the letter U, but in 7M it's called It always represents the sound, like in mud, rug, bug, dug, shrug. I mean, there's hundreds of words where we use the letter U or to represent the sound, which in IPA, typically the schwa character, it's like an upside down little E. They use that, or the strut, which is the upside down V, to represent the sound. But yeah, this is so bu, ch. Now, ch looks, you would call that the letter C, right? But in 7M it's called the letter ch because it's been repurposed. The letter C currently is used to represent sounds that we already have letters for. And everybody says, people talk about, well, if I were going to reinvent the alphabet, I would drop the letter C because that's redundant. Well, no, the better choice is to repurpose it to represent sounds that we don't have any letters for. We use digraphs. Digraphs are the unofficial extension of the alphabet. TH, NG, WRs, one, people are ZH, CH, TH. Those are all digraphs that represent speech sounds that we don't have letters for. So the letter C is repurposed. It's called ch, and it represents the ch sound, like in chug or choo-choo or, change. Yeah, and then you've got glottal stop, which is borrowed directly from the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA, unchanged. And a glottal stop is a sudden cessation of sound when you close your vocal cords together. So just like if you squeeze your guitar strings, they stop vibrating. You like squelch them out with your hand or quench them with your hand. It stops them from vibrating and the sound stops. So the sound stops very abruptly. That's what a glottal stop is. So I did a lot of chattering. Now let's reiterate. Reciting the alphabet: Hungrin vaj dweith zerpt kloof smash yo jeth butch and glottal stop. Ha unga rit it in va aj diwi ethi zer perter kulu oof s ma ash yo o jet f butch and glottal stop. Now it looks funny. It looks weird, like, hungrin vaj, dweith zerpt, kloof, smash, yoja. I actually, when I was assembling the alphabet, I was trying to do it in a way that all of the letters and their sounds could be pronounced correctly. And it's hard because you don't have enough vowels to put a vowel between every consonant. You have to kind of put some consonants one after the other, which you can do with, for instance, P and T. You can do p, or you can do kl, or dwi. And I also wanted to make it memorable. And I thought, well, if it sounds nutty, like dweeb and space alien stuff, and just, nutty sounding words, it will be more memorable. In other words, the words will be easier to remember. So that's part of, why it's weird sounding. If you're wondering why the letters are arranged that way, it's out of, one part trying to make it, actually deliberately trying to make it sound weird and memorable, and secondly trying to put the letters in an arrangement where they can be spoken as a word. Hungrin vaj, dweith zerpt, kloof smash, yo jeth butch, and glottal stop. I guess that's all I have to say about reciting the 7M alphabet.